Hold on. We gotta pause and look at this dude eat this piece of chicken back here.
He gonna bring chicken and don't bring nobody else.
You are now listening to Man the Mic Sports Podcast from the Red Couch Studio with your hosts Manny Watkins and Mike Anderson Jr.
With Gangster Jarris, a.k.a. Noodle, riding shotgun.
All right now.
Hey, welcome. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Man, nothing.
It's Man the Mic.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, welcome back to another edition of Man the Mic. This is Mike Anderson Jr. Got my boy Noodle. Say what's up.
Yeah, what's
riding
going on,
shotgun.
people?
Of course, you got Man over there.
What's going on?
Yeah, so, man, we haven't talked since, I guess, the finals have started. And so we're just going to dive right into it.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we can't get by without talking about game one just because of the sheer bizarreness of what happened with JR. Like, that was bizarre.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I was saying earlier that was bizarre and some of the calls were bizarre, and I mean, I felt like, certain calls were made that shouldn't be made. And, it kind of went towards Golden State's advantage. So game one was by far bizarre. Game two was just a train wreck for Cleveland down late in the second half. I mean, they couldn't stop Steph. Once Steph gets hot, it's over with. So we're going to talk about all that. And we're just going to really kind of hone in on the rest of the playoffs and where it's going to go. We also might get into a little LeBron speculation, if we will. See what our us resident non-experts think about it. So again, welcome to the show.
It's Man the Mic.
I say let's just get into it. You know what I mean?
Never gets old.
Guess who's back? We're back.
What was it, like 2001, 2002?
Man,
That's a long time ago.
I'm just saying, but
So
hey.
MP3 players were.
Oh, yeah.
iPods weren't even a thing.
Man, CD players.
CD players couldn't take road trips because the turbulence and the bumps and stuff on the road.
Nobody remembers when they had when we had to record on the VHSs and we had the cassette players. I take it back because my uncles used to have them 8-tracks. I don't need to show our true age on here, but dang. So anyways, welcome back. This is Man the Mic, Mike Harrison Jr. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and break it down. Game one. Let's set the stage. It was a tightly played game, much to everybody's surprise.
Big surprise.
Yeah, you would say that Cleveland really was in the position to win the game. LeBron just played fantastic.
51 points. Man.
It's one of, and it's crazy. In the losing performance, it was probably one of the best performances you'll ever get to see. And, it just proved to me the separation point between the number one player and the number 2, 3, 4, whatever they are, the rest of them. Because that was amazing. And so, game one was just bizarre. You had the Cavs hanging in there. You had them LeBron playing fantastic. You do everything on the road to stay in the game. And so you saw the Cavs hanging around. Golden State couldn't get rid of them. And then, there was this bizarre block charge play. Or no, it wasn't a block charge play. Actually, it was let's see if it was in a restricted area, correct?
Yeah.
That's what they call.
Yeah, and so that was what it was. And so what they ended up doing was saying it was a blocking foul, and it totally mitigated the whole call. And it gave that was one big call. Now, Cleveland still had a chance to win the game. And going down the stretch, you had a sequence where Cleveland actually had the ball, had a chance to go up one with 4 seconds left. You had George Hill on the line. And what happens? He makes one, and he misses the second one. Now, what happened next was one of what we like to call the most bizarre plays in basketball history. Next to Chris Webber in the timeout in the national championship game. Next to I can't think of
Isaiah Thomas throwing it in the Celtics.
Yes, Isaiah Thomas throwing it in for the Celtics. Man, and so what proceeds to happen is George Hill misses the shot, and JR gets the rebound. Now, instead of maybe going back up, maybe trying to win the game, or calling a timeout. I mean, you have 4 seconds left. What do you know? It happens. You got to call a timeout. If anything, I mean, that's what you would be. That's what I would be thinking, anyways, on the line. And then JR gets the rebound and runs to half court. Doesn't pass. LeBron's open up top. Doesn't pass anybody, and he passes a late pass to George Hill, gets blocked. They go to overtime. Everybody knew what time it was in overtime.
Yeah.
It's Pound Town.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to know, to me, yes, JR's play, it was bizarre, and we're really gonna, key in on that. But my deal is, how in the world did Cleveland even get in that position? Because as we saw in Game 2, it's just a staggering, challenge to be in, especially against Golden State. And so I'll bring it back. Was JR to blame for the loss? I mean, we don't know what happens. I say the charge block call was pretty momentous, and they had a couple of other calls that were not taken into account for. Am I lying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's where I'm coming from. So I want to know, because calls momentum, it shifts a game. A call can shift momentum, and people don't really realize, it's one call, Golden State would have. No, that's not how the game, they can go on a run off a call. That could be a 5-point swing. And so I want to get into JR, man. What do you think was going on in JR's mind?
I mean, to me, it's no excuse. I can't even, begin to think about what I would have said in that huddle, in that locker room.
Imagine
after
being
the game.
JR after the game. And actually, you bring up a good point. Keep going. But after the game.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's one of the. You have the defending champs, the overwhelming favorite in the finals, and you have them beat basically on their home court. And winning that first game would be monumental for the Cavs because, I mean, you're not going to win 2. You're not going to win the second one at Golden State. But getting that first one, everyone says, a series doesn't start until one of the teams wins on the road. And getting that first game when everyone in the entire world thinks you're going to get blown out, setting the tone for the series, LeBron going off like that, just setting a tone that hey, we're in the finals for a reason. We can play with any team. We have the best player in the world. We're going to pose a challenge to anybody. And winning that first game would have done not only so much just for having that 1-0 in the column, but just for the confidence of the Cavs, because I think the Cavs are real, confidence, no confidence, confidence, no confidence. They're not with LeBron, but with the role players and the other players. Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, George Hill, those guys play better when their confidence is higher, and when the confidence wavers, their play goes down.
Right.
So winning that game 1 in Golden State, I think that boosts their confidence, and then who knows what happens. But JR grabbing the rebound and not being aware of the score.
But did you hear what he said after? He said he was. No, listen, because I want everybody to hear this. I was like, dude didn't know. There's no way that he knew. And so my deal is JR, you got to be better. You're a pro. You're 13. You're a pro at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and been in the finals. How long has he been with LeBron? Has it been 4 straight years?
4 straight years.
4 straight years in the finals.
So check him out. Hold on, check him out.
No, I seen it. I knew it was tied. It's just I thought we was gonna call timeout because I got the rebound. I'm pretty sure.
What?
I gonna shoot over Katie right there. So.
He said he knew the score.
The
If I thought we were ahead, then I would have just held on to the ball, let them foul me. But clearly that wasn't the case.
JR, did you not?
That's what I'm saying. I think it honestly, but cut that. I think that
I mean, obviously
he's
not
lying.
He's not telling the truth.
He's got to be lying.
And even in the game, they slowed down his conversation with LeBron. Walking back to the bench, LeBron's looking at him like he's crazy, and he said, "Oh, I thought we were ahead."
Yeah, you can read his lips.
You can read his lips, and he says, "I thought we were ahead." Now, was he lying to LeBron? Like, "Oh shoot, like I made a mistake. I thought we were ahead," or was he lying to the reporters? I don't know, but I mean, in the heat of the moment, he said, "Oh, I thought we were ahead," and clearly the play he made looks like someone who's got the ball, who's trying to run out the clock. He ran to half court, basically.
So did that hurt y'all LeBron guys?
Did
it hurt y'all LeBron? Because LeBron played a hell of a game.
Hurt, and I'm not even like a fan, and it hurt. Oh.
That one almost felt kind of like the championship game to me. It took.
Yeah.
It felt like somebody hit me in the gut when that happened for sure. And for him to do that, and like say, I understand sometimes you get lost with what score it is and timeouts and how much time left on the clock, but you have to be tuned in a crucial game and a crucial moment like that for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, and you're getting paid. I don't know how much money JR is really getting paid right now, but it's millions. Just to be able to recognize you recognize situations like that when you're in middle school,
And it's at the free throw line. Like he had time to look up at the score,
exactly.
See what it was. I mean, at no point. The only time when I was playing, the only time I maybe didn't know the exact score is if it's we're in the first half and we made a nice run or something, and I don't know if it was an 8-point run, a 12-point run, and then a timeout's called, and then you look at the score and see, oh, okay, we're up 10 or 12.
Yeah, you up X amount of points.
At that point, but never in a situation where the game is close by any means do I not know the time on the clock, how many timeouts we have, and what the score is.
Right.
Like those are the things that and to do that in the finals, in game one, when the best player in the world played out of his mind, and I'm starting to think that's not even out of his mind. He's doing it so consistently. But
yeah.
he scores 51. You guys have the defending champions on the ropes at home, and that one's unexcusable for me. I'm not even like a huge fan. I love LeBron. LeBron's my guy because of just the way he does things on and off the court and the way he plays. I've just grown more and more of a fan of him as the years go on. But I'm not a fan of the Cavs. I'm not a fan of the Warriors.
Yeah.
And that hurt me. So I can't imagine.
You can just imagine. Yeah.
I can't imagine for a LeBron or a Cavs. I can't imagine.
It's like when you watch one of those TV shows and somebody's about to do something real embarrassing. You just want to you want to cover your face for them. And I just wanted to cover my face for JR. Like, it wasn't like I'm such a big fan. Oh,
exactly.
It just hurt in that moment. Like, I would have hated to be that guy.
It's sort of like someone who is at a sold out game, football, basketball, anything, and they botch the national anthem.
Yeah. Oh,
where you're just like,
it's worse. It's worse.
And I'm like, I can't.
It's that times 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. And it was tough to watch. And I'm not even I'm just enjoying this finals as a fan of basketball, not a fan of either team, and just can only imagine how. And even the team like LeBron. Did you? I know you guys. You might have saw that video that surfaced
when he walked out.
Well, that too. But it was after that play had happened, and they were in the huddle. And it was like a minute and 40-second uncut of they had it on the huddle, and LeBron asked Ty Lue, was like, "Do we have a timeout?" Like in that moment, and Ty Lue was like, "Yeah, we had a timeout." And LeBron threw his hands in his face.
But that's my deal. Like, why didn't anybody call a timeout? Anybody could have called a timeout.
It was a miscommunication not only on JR's
that's
part, but
everybody.
Coaching. It was a total
LeBron James
collapse
too.
of the total collapse of the whole team, and then it ended up in a loss.
LeBron James too. And normally you see how many different people like timeout, exactly. All over the place. Everybody's calling timeout when you got one. And so, to be in that position and to not have that understood and to be a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that got to be tough, huh?
I think they all just got caught up in the moment, was hoping George Hill was going to knock that free throw down, and then they was going to have to bring the ball up one, and Stephen was going to have to bring it up with like 4 seconds left on the clock. So they was going to be praying for maybe almost a half-court shot possibly. So that's probably what they were thinking about, but still no excuses though.
Man, that's a game of basketball. It's possibilities. It's different outcomes. Rarely does it play the way that you think it's going to play. And, the ball doesn't bounce, to people's will. Like, it was going to come off. It was George Hill's biggest shot of his life. And so, you're looking at Cleveland, and they're just so outmatched. We really saw it in Game 2. And Game 2 was just
Game 2, it like I said, I was on the road, but it still looked like that they were hanging in there for all 4 quarters till it got late, deep in the fourth a little bit. I was listening to the radio, and they'd be down 5, they'd be down 6, and as I watched ESPN today, it seemed like Steph would come, hit a miraculous 3.
You ever see a game where like it feels like the team is in it, but they're not really in it?
That's kind of how I was. The Warriors had control. It was a close game score wise, but sitting there, you were like, it felt like a 6-game felt like a 12-point game. It was kind of a 15-point game. It was kind of like that.
It was an uphill battle the whole game.
It was a whole game where you would see the Warriors would come down, make a few passes, get a great look, knock it down, and the Cavs would come down. The Warriors would deflect the pass. It would come off someone's leg right to a Cavs player. They'd get a layup. Like you could tell like, okay, this is unsustainable for the Cavs. They're kind of scoring on things that are just luckily happening, and the Warriors are getting anything they want. So you kind of knew what the outcome was going to be.
I mean, I kind of felt it when JaVale McGee started the game like 4 for 4. Like I was like,
yeah,
it's gonna be a long game.
It's gonna be a long game.
Man, I endured, and I watched it until they pretty much. No, I watched the whole thing, unfortunately, and it was what everybody was afraid of, right? We all were afraid of a blowout. We didn't want it to be a blowout. We wanted to be competitive. And so hopefully they kick those competitive juices up when they go back to Cleveland. They're a whole different team there.
Yeah.
Cleveland is when, they get a lot of home cooking. That's mainly when JR shows up to play. That's mainly when Kevin Love shows up to play as well. With that home crowd behind you, like say, we just never know what's going to happen.
Man, JR just ain't earning his check right now. Like, he ain't earning that shit.
He's not. And I got questions. Is benching JR something that they need to consider in these last maybe 2 games left? I mean, it's this game 3 is a must. Game 3 is game 7.
Who do you bring in for JR? Kyle Korver or
that's the thing is do you bring in Kyle Korver? Do you try? Do you give Rodney Hood a chance?
Yeah, I do. I bring out all stops. Right,
I want to see Rodney Hood play a little more than Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Clarkson they need to put him in the G League in the final, like in the finals. Cut him to the G League. Do something. It just showed me that in LA it was no. Everyone knew they weren't going to win anything. There was no pressure to go out there and play. So he was playing a lot more free. But now, I mean, the pressure's on. You're playing with LeBron James. All this talk about him being the greatest player and he needs to win and all this, and you're on that team.
Yeah.
I mean, that pressure bursts pipes. Pressure will burst pipes. And, I mean, I think Jordan Clarkson's a good player, but, I mean, the pipes are being burst right now.
He hasn't put on too much since, like, maybe it's the second game when all those guys made it to Cleveland. That's when, all those guys were having pretty good nights. But he hadn't done anything since then.
Well, and I think there's also another symptom to go with it. And I think it's the fact that Cleveland, I mean, none of those guys have really, their chemistry isn't where Golden State is.
Yeah, I mean, they joined the team in middleways through the
year. So, the fact that we even expect them to win one game against this Golden State game or Golden State team that has how many, 3 legit all-stars, and Draymond just does everything.
Yeah.
And he's in his own lane. He's great at what he does, and so you can't take anything away from him. And so, I look at him just like, you got George Hill, and George Hill had one solid year, and then he lived off that. Rodney Hood has never started. Averaged 17 points off the bench at Utah. And, it's just it's bizarre, isn't it?
It's bizarre. It really is. It really is. And I talked with Noodle a little bit before we started talking, and he actually thinks that the Cavs are going to tie it up 2-2. So, I mean, that's what I'm going for, and I hope so. But how do the Cavaliers win these next two games? What is the keys for them to win these next two?
Everybody has to come together as a collective team, and we're gonna have to play physical. You got to put some pressure on them.
Yeah,
put your bodies on them, and we got to knock down some shots, man. Like say, anybody that's gonna come off the bench, whether it's Hood or Clarkson, shots wide open. Those guys are gonna have to knock those shots down.
Yeah,
have to.
Yeah,
have to.
I think. I mean, they gotta take a page out of Houston's book.
Exactly.
And Houston just kind of let it rip. And Houston they played real physical. They had PJ Tucker in them and Trevor Reeves.
They put their bodies on them.
Yeah, I think Houston has a little bit better personnel for that style, though. But I mean, it's the finals. You got it. The Cavs. You got to.
Do you see how physical it is? I mean, beating the hell out of LeBron. And you know what? Like, I'm not a LeBron apologist. I don't want this to, get out of control. But the man was getting mugged. He got mugged yesterday. He got mugged the day before.
His eyes
the game before.
Colors.
Yeah, I mean.
His eyes are two. He's got a white eye and a red eye.
Rarely do you see a player, the best player in the world of his caliber, not getting calls, getting those calls. And so, it's just, I mean, what do you do when you have Kevin Durant and he gets, and George Hill keeps getting switched on him? He's just murdering George Hill. Oh, don't let Kevin Love get switched out on Steph Curry and get on that island. It's over with.
Yeah. You gotta muck up the game.
Like, what is Lou doing? Like, did he not figure that out?
I don't. Yeah, they definitely. And I think game 3, the game plan will be refined, and they will. I'm taking the Cavs to win game 3, and
I give him game 3.
I give them game 3, and that's partially because I do think the Warriors kind of play lackluster at times. Like, they'll have a 2-0 lead and they'll come out and
I don't think we're gonna have to do it because I think the Warriors want to sweep these jokers. I think they want to do it in Cleveland. They want to do it in the most disrespectful fashion. Yeah. That's what I think. I don't know that, but I can read body language. I can read, like, these guys. They're like, hey, yeah, it's 4 years, but it's not gonna be no split. Like,
yeah, definitely. KD, I for sure wants that because everyone already talks about how
he had a better second game.
Not in the discussion,
but he's not on LeBron's level.
No, but I mean, if you're LeBron, you got to look over at Kevin Durant and be like, God, I can't stand that guy. He gets a 29, quiet 29. Over there laughing, having a good time. Doesn't look like LeBron's having much fun right now.
No, he's not.
And laughing, having a good time. And he comes down. If there's nothing there, he can pass it over to Steph. And Steph can shoot a 35, 40-footer and make it. Or he can come off, give it to Clay. Clay can hit a shot with two guys right in his face. I mean, he's got it easy. And LeBron's just over here looking like, gosh, man.
Yeah. Man, shit.
It's tough. This is probably one of the toughest rosters that he's played on. Like, not even the early Cleveland years with what's his name, Mo Williams and all those guys.
Didn't he have Eric Snow?
He had Snow.
Larry Hughes. Zildrunas Ilgauskas.
Verjao.
No, that team was terrible, guys. Yeah. They're not like that. They at least got Kevin Love. Like, Kevin Love actually had a decent
the chemistry part, though.
Yeah, I think that's really what's killing them. They haven't had a full team.
Yeah.
So, we'll see where that goes with game 2. Game 3 anyways. I think they're going to be game 3, and game 4 is probably more so going to be the biggest game of the series, I think, if things kind of go the way as planned. All right.
It's Man the Mic.
So, guys, I want to get back into this whole where's LeBron going to go situation. We just kind of briefly touched on how weak the Cavs are. And, especially when they lost Kyrie, they lost their real firepower, so to speak. You know, you had two guys that combined to give you 80 points in a game. And so where does that put the Cavs? I still think they still have a chance of keeping LeBron and some, but I mean, where does that put him? Does he go to another super team? What super team? Is it going to be Houston like everybody says? I mean, there's a lot of destinations, a lot of different things that can happen.
Houston could definitely, like we talked last week, Houston can definitely be a possibility. Like say he's played with everybody but CP3, which is, you know, one of those guys that he grew up with, that he calls his boys, you know. So Houston could definitely be on the table.
Man, they didn't go up together, man.
You know what I mean. Probably like him and D Wade and Bosh, but all those guys are still closer at the same time.
All same draft class or something like that.
We all know CP3 is not from Akron. You know, there ain't but one king from Akron. You know.
Oh, here you go.
I think there's no way he stays in Cleveland. And if he stays in Cleveland, it's not for basketball related things. So if he stays in Cleveland, it would be for family reasons. His wife and kids are like, hey,
so not even like, even though they got a draft pick, that's going to take too long to manifest.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, no. So the only way he would stay in Cleveland is for non-basketball related things. So like family things. And my pick is, I would think he would go to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's what I'm going to stick with. I'm going with that. I've been reading a bunch of sources saying that he would, you know, prefer to be off the ball some, and then what better place to go with, you know, Ben Simmons, someone who will be on the ball and who's young and who's already, you know, one of those transcendent talents. The one thing that, you know, I would love to see him on Houston. I would love to see James Harden, Chris Paul, and LeBron James and go beat the Warriors. I would love to see that. But I was looking into it, and the contract situation over there is a little bit tougher than it is in Philadelphia. You got James Harden, who isn't making the Supermax yet. He makes that, I think, next year. You still got to yeah, you still got to resign Chris.
That boy still ain't made the Supermax.
No, he didn't make the Super. He's 30 million right now, and then next year it'll be 35, and the year after that it'll be 40.
And that's not Supermax money.
Yeah, it's Supermax, but he has it like it's not hitting their salary cap yet until the next year.
Did he just make like an 80 something?
Exactly, but it's not hitting the salary cap of what it will hit until next year.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Here comes the money. Money.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're talking about, right?
Exactly, but that's what
I'm doing
saying.
a money dance.
Yeah. So, I mean, 30 million, 35 million, whatever. But it's not whatever to these guys. But anyway, yeah. So you have, and you still have to resign. You got to sign Chris Paul. Capella's on his big contract now. So you're going to have to do all that. And you're more than likely going to have to tell those guys to hold off on signing those big contracts until you can get a commitment from LeBron. So you don't know how that's going to go over with people, especially Capella. This is his first big contract.
He's been balling out.
I'm not waiting. And if a team offers him, the Rockets only have, I think, 3 days to match it. Ugh. So it's a lot of different things.
It's a lot of moving pieces. It's always fluid, especially in the NBA free agent off season. Yeah. It's crazy.
So the front office of Houston would have to be really surgical on how they would approach this and not piss anyone off trying to get LeBron there or dismember the team too much.
That's what I was
to get
say.
LeBron.
What does that do to Gordon and
exactly.
Reeves?
Well, you would have to get rid of Anderson or Gordon, and you'd have to trade away one of their contracts.
Well, I trade Anderson away.
Anderson can go right now.
Okay,
get him out.
Yeah, you got to trade Anderson. But what team is going to take an Anderson, knowing that you're bringing LeBron in?
Yeah, they're not going to work with you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, if they're going to take Anderson, they're going to be like, okay, we want Tucker, Gordon, and Ariza
yeah,
too.
No, they're going to try to.
We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like, what team is going to be like, yeah, we'll take Anderson's big contract off you for a smaller contract, and then you can bring LeBron in. So what team's going to work with you there? I think it's just a lot of moving pieces for the Rockets. I would love to see it, but I think it's really difficult. But then with Philly, I don't know what's going on in their front office either with all this burner Twitter. So, I mean, it's a lot of different things. And then, there's L.A. I also think that going to LA would be for non-basketball related venues and things like, businesses and stuff in LA and life after basketball if he chooses there, because I don't think that team is, even if they bring in a Paul George with him, I still don't think that team's got enough to beat the Warriors.
No.
So this is going to be an exciting offseason. I'm ready for the finals to, all right, whatever. Get these finals over with. Unless the Cavs can win these next two, hurry up and get done, because I'm trying to see what's going to happen. Because I think next year, if something can shake, then I can see the Warriors go down next year. So, and that's what I want to see. I want to fast forward to Steph, KD, Draymond, all of them walking off the court with their heads held low after they just got beat in the playoffs. I'm waiting for that. So.
With the healthy Chris Paul, the Warriors go down this year.
You think so?
They go down.
I wish we could have saw.
Yeah.
I wish we thought. That's the one thing I hate. I just don't know though. I just don't know.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say this: CP was balling.
He was balling.
Like he was balling, and it was probably the best I've ever seen him play. And so they had a chance, but I mean, they didn't have for 2 games, so you never know. One of those games could have easily went back to Houston because Chris Paul is literally just punking, Steph and
bullying him.
Yeah,
Bullying.
I mean, yes, they're gonna score their points, but it was more about the defense. It was more about just keeping them unhinged the whole game. They could never get comfortable.
They made them work for those points.
Never get comfortable.
Never get comfortable. And I mean, that's what you want when you play Golden State. And so I'm looking at Houston. It's not looking. Philly. I guess Philly's looking like a possible destination. There's going to be another dark horse. I mean, you got the Lakers. Could they be possibly? I'm not sure LeBron really wants anything to do with the West, honestly.
I don't think so either.
I think he wants to keep making the finals.
Yeah, and I think staying in the East and going to the Philadelphia 76ers, beating the Celtics.
Yeah.
And, kind of like, hey, Kyrie, you're not, like, as
No.
long as I'm here, you're not going to touch the finals.
Until further notice,
Yeah,
LeBron runs the East. Whatever team he goes to is probably going to the finals.
Yeah, and that's what you just have to think.
Hold on. We got to pause and look at this dude eat this piece of chicken back here.
He gonna bring
boy.
chicken in, don't bring nobody else.
Oh,
Cannon Brew.
Cannon Brew. Say what's up in the background. Oh my God! Oh, y'all should have saw how my man was mashing that chicken just now. I just looked up.
My mouth is watering over here on this mic.
Jeez.
Like,
That's
You
real,
know.
man. Didn't bring us any, man.
Hey, that light was in my eye. The lights were in my eyes. I looked back past it and I seen him just mad. Man, boy, I'm talking about. You know how the cartoon characters used to have the corner. Yeah, that's how you do the chicken.
It sounded like a typewriter. It'd be like, man, that's what it looked
All
like.
right, man. We appreciate Cannon for coming through, man. That's our buddy. We're gonna get him We're gonna get him out here soon. He got a really bad radio laugh. I want everybody to listen to. So. But yeah, I don't.
Well, what about? Okay, so and this is something also I have to add. I saw Vegas odds for the 2019.
I was
NBA
trying to look it up.
Yeah, and the Los Angeles Lakers have better odds than the Cavaliers right now for the 2019 NBA championship. This is LeBron's on the Cavs. He's not on the Lakers. He's not on the. It was the Warriors were 1, Rockets were 2, Philadelphia was 3. So I mean that's saying something. And then they have the Celtics 4,
Yep.
and I think the Spurs are in there. The Lakers were in there, and then the Cavs were at the bottom. I think like 8th or something.
Did you
like
say
that.
Philadelphia?
Philadelphia? It was Warriors.
Rockets,
Philadelphia.
Say Philadelphia.
Philadelphia?
Philadelphia. What is it? Philadelphia.
Tomato, potato.
The 76er, whatever it is, Philadelphia. Delphia.
Dow. I was like, man, wait, is that a new team?
Philadelphia. I think it sounds Philadelphia.
My bad. I'm messing with you.
But anyway, yeah, no, they have all these teams that don't have LeBron on them yet have better odds. So I mean, I think everyone is banking on him leaving Cleveland. You mentioned, maybe with that 8th pick, they could do something.
I mean, they're going to shuffle around the offseason. Believe it or not, some of those guys can be valuable pieces when moved around to other teams. It's going to be much more like the team that he had last year. Maybe you can get somebody up there to help him out, somebody who wants to win a championship. I mean, if you're a player and you see how this how LeBron's competing, and but I mean, who's gonna want to play and give up the reins? Who's gonna like not want to go on and win? I mean, we saw Kyrie leave. Kyrie wasn't about the little brother life anymore.
Nope. He's number one draft pick. I mean, you can't expect him to.
Well, Kyrie's a baller, but I mean, with all due respect, do you remember the Cavs before LeBron got there?
Yeah.
Me too. And
They're
it
bad.
was bad.
It was bad.
And Kyrie was kind of balling a little bit. But I mean,
and that was a question with Kyrie too: is can he, he's gonna score, he's gonna be flashy, but can he lead a team? Can he win? So
I think Kyrie relies more on pieces than LeBron James does.
yeah,
LeBron James
definitely doesn't need as much as.
Well, he utilizes. He
yeah.
knows how to utilize
He
them.
does.
Whereas Kyrie, I don't feel like that's not his game.
Nah.
Kyrie's a killer. He's a closer.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, he can pass, but that's not his goal. Isn't to get his teammates going. It's to make sure that he's ready to kill.
Yeah, that's his game. That's what he does. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what we should have a killers list. Like Kevin Durant, certified killer. Like that's all he's in the game to do: kill, score.
Yeah.
Guys like Dame Lillard, even though he got to step up and get past the first round.
Yeah, I mean
He goes against like Golden State every year though.
We didn't really touch on too much of Kawhi Leonard. So what do you guys think about Kawhi? What do you?
Do you
what
think
about the
Kawhi
Spurs?
gonna go to? What you think he gonna stay with the Spurs? You think he'll go to Celtics? What you think?
I say Danny Ainge. He's already cold blooded.
You think he can pull it off?
Got rid of Isaiah Thomas after he averaged 30. This town loved him. Got rid of him, and it looks like a great move right now. You go to Kyrie and look, Kyrie's got 1 year on this deal left.
Yeah.
You go to Kyrie and look, are you trying to be here long term, or do we need to get Terry Rozier ready? Based off of that conversation, you get Kyrie out of there, bring Bron to Boston with Kawhi Leonard. You got all those rookie deals. You're not gonna be able to have it forever. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those guys, Rozier are gonna have to get paid in a few years. But look, that could be 2 or 3 championships right there.
LeBron to Boston.
LeBron to Boston. Kyrie, get out of here. We don't. Kyrie, thank you. You got hurt. Oh well. Gordon Hayward, we can get some stuff for you. Bring in LeBron. Bring in Kawhi Leonard with that team. That's an automatic championship to me.
Yep.
And you keep Horford.
You got to keep Horford if the salary cap and everything fits with that. I don't know how that would work, but if you can, then yes. Because Horford, yeah, he gets it done. He got an ugly game to me, but he gets it done with the best of them, I think.
Yeah, for real. And so I'm looking, forward to seeing what Horford does. Honestly, my bad. Let me get back in the mic. But yeah, no. I feel like it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams move, and especially with Kawhi, I feel like he's such a prize piece that they're really going to have to give up something. But I like it because you can give up Rozier, or
you really give up Jaylen Brown.
I'm giving up Rozier.
Really give him up.
Yeah, you can give both of them up. I think you can get good value back.
You can get great value.
These guys are guys who are ready. Guys who are ready to, I guess.
Now, I thought about this a little bit, and I'm high on Jaylen Brown. I think you can get great value for him. Terry Rozier balled out, but the point guards do well in Brad Stevens' system. I mean, Isaiah Thomas averaged 30. I could see. I'm not saying this could happen, but I could see a Terry Rozier getting paid to go play at a different team and not being as effective as he is with the Celtics.
Yeah.
I think Stevens is a mastermind with, the point guard.
I think Terry can ball, though.
I think he can hoop. I think he's
a
He's
baller.
flat out baller, but I don't think he is a premier point guard.
Not right now. He's not.
He's a rookie.
He's been in the league. He
Or
went
a
to the
second-year
league.
player.
No, this is third. He was in the league. He went with Bobby. That was drafted with Bobby
Bobby who?
Portis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We gotta say names because everybody don't know who Bobby is.
Portis. Bobby Portis.
You gotta say Portis' name out here.
Bobby Portis. Is this his third year or second year?
This is Bobby's third year.
Third
Yeah, number
year.
three.
Third year. So, yeah. So, I mean, he's got 3 years, and, I mean, by no means is he an elite talent. He's going to get paid a lot because, that's the way the NBA is structured. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I just think, point guards do well in Brad Stevens' system.
Well, shoot, guys. It's almost time to get out of here. Touch up on some good things. I want to say, well, first of all, this is Man the Mic for anybody who's catching the tail end. Make sure you go back, subscribe to our podcast if you want to listen to us. We do this about twice a week right now, and we're gonna try to pick up this theme. Remember, this is the
It's Man the Mic.
and this is the show. I'm gonna close. And who do y'all have? I mean, who do y'all have? Who do y'all have?
I think the Cavs win big tomorrow.
Yeah,
Cavs win big tomorrow.
Cavs win big. Is it tomorrow or Wednesday?
Is it? I thought it's Wednesday. It's not tomorrow.
Is it
Definitely
Wednesday?
Not tomorrow. It's Wednesday or even Thursday almost. I thought they give them some time off in the finals. Whenever the game is, I got the Cavs winning. I think that I'm not gonna say big because I just think the Warriors are got the too potent of an offense. But I think the Cavs go get Game 3.
I think
a must win.
Yeah, I think it's a must win. I think they're gonna come out with the urgency to win and play.
Leave the gray suits at home, man.
Yeah,
Leave
no,
the suit shorts.
Leave the
at
suit
home.
shorts at home.
yeah. Well, I think that they're gonna go ahead and win that Game 3, and then we're gonna be talking about Game 4. It's probably the most pivotal game. Either Golden State's gonna break their back, or it's gonna be a series going back to Golden State. So, man, as I always say, appreciate y'all coming through. It's Man the Mic. We'll peace out on y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
All right,
Peace
we out. Yes, sir.